Disneyland ruined my parents' marriage. They say they'll never go back. As our last vacation before becoming a family of 4, my husband, daughter, and I are going to Disneyland. I'm 7 months pregnant, and we wanted to spend time with our daughter before her brother was born. When I was around 13, me, my mom, my dad, and my little brother went to Disneyland for vacation. It was fun and all until my dad left his phone in the hotel, and they refused to give it back to us. My dad had to get a new one, and my mom and dad were so upset that we never went back. I thought this was unreasonable since it was my mom's favorite place. We went at least once a year growing up. After that whole ordeal, my mom hated the place. So when it was time to pick the destination, my husband and I decided to go to Disneyland for around 3 days. My daughter loves princesses and the idea of magic, so when we told her, she was overjoyed. I told my mom while we were at lunch together that we were going on a trip. And when I told her it was Disneyland, she was enraged. I was extremely confused because I thought she had forgotten about it. She used foul language and labeled me a backstabber. She stormed out of the restaurant. I paid and left a few minutes later. A few hours after, my dad called me and screamed at me, "This family doesn't go to Disney. If you weren't such a spoiled little B-word, you would understand that." I was shocked. It was my money I was spending, and I thought everyone was over it. My mom texted me a long paragraph about how she would cease contact and wouldn't be my mother anymore if I still went. The trip was fully paid for, so I responded, "Okay, I guess you only have a son now." And I blocked her. I've gotten at least 60 calls from family and a few texts telling me I'm wrong. We still went and got back yesterday. We all had a blast, and my daughter rode her first big girl roller coaster. She loved every minute of it, so in my opinion, it was all worth it. Last night, I unblocked my mom and messaged her. I basically said, "I want to talk. I know that our last fight was really messy, but I want to meet up for lunch and talk." And she responded. She said yes, and we're meeting up today. My dad is also coming because I'm expecting an apology from him for what he called me. I honestly don't even know how to process our recent phone conversation. I'm curious to know why they're still so angry to this day. I have a really bad memory, and this was 15 years ago, but I only remember it as one messy situation. We met at around 1 p.m. We were gonna have lunch. My husband didn't come because he had an important meeting at work. We were going to a pretty popular restaurant, so it wasn't like I would be alone with them, so I wasn't really scared. We got there and sat down. I started talking to my parents and asking my questions. It was mostly just, "Why would you get so mad? And it's my money, and I wanted to make my daughter have a fun vacation with her parents before she has a brother." They responded by gaslighting me and telling me that since they don't love Disney, I couldn't go. I was on the verge of crying and leaving. So I asked my final question, which I really wanted an answer to. This can't be over a freaking phone. There has to be something going on to make you blow up like this. They then told me what really happened. So, my dad did actually leave his phone. When housekeeping went to clean the room before the next family arrived, the cleaning lady took the phone and reported it to Lost and Found. She saw my mom's contact on my dad's little smartphone and called her. When we went to pick it up, the woman also saw another contact that said baby, which she later revealed to my mom. My dad was cheating for a good year to a year and a half. Since she told my mom blamed that lady for ruining her marriage by telling her. My parents never took the phone back. Somehow I think that by leaving the phone behind, they could pretend baby and the affair didn't exist. That's why they hated Disneyland all this time. I walked out after that, and I didn't pay either. I don't think I'm going to talk to them after this, only if my daughter and son want to. Obviously, they betrayed my trust and still haven't apologized for what they called me a few days ago.